Hi, I'm Kristen Nichols. I'm the hemp reporter with MJBizDaily, and today I am so pumped to be joined by Jacopo Paolini. He is the CEO of Enecta. This is a company in Netherlands that does CBD extraction, and they also have gotten into seed breeding and genetics development. This is a huge need for everybody in cannabis. Mr. Paolini splits his time between the Netherlands and Italy, and he's going to hop on with us today to tell us a little bit about the genetics game in cannabis and why it's a big deal. They just have developed a new variety that could really change the game for cannabis producers, I think, worldwide. But I want to hear more about it. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for the invitation and for this interview. It's great to speak with you. And I will be happy to give all the info I can.
Awesome. Well, first I want to hear about, you have developed a new variety of cannabis. This is, I think, the first variety that is for flower production that is going in something called the EU Catalog of Common Plant Varieties. That's a catalog a lot of people in the US might not be familiar with. Tell me what this variety is and why it's a big deal to go in this catalog.
Yes. So like you told before, Enecta, the main business of Enecta are extract, CBD and CBG. Okay. So the whole market in Europe, it's based on variety that were developed for fiber and for grain, not for extract.
Sure.
So, until this year that we enter with our new variety, all the extract came from a variety that have not a good terpene profile, have not the right taste, color for the extract market, because also in Europe, the extract market was developed 7 or 8 years ago. So what we did, due to the fact, we want to give to our client the best quality, not only on the level of cannabinoids, but also on the terpene profile, on the full spectrum of the plant. We developed this variety that can, based on our research, it took us almost 5 years to reach this point. We can offer to our client with our extract a constant terpene profile, a specified full spectrum, and the level of cannabinoid in 3 different levels, 5, 10, or 15%. So,
okay. So a lot of companies offer varieties, but what is the big deal about being in this catalog?
Okay, that is legal, because
it's legal. I see.
Because I don't know so much about the US market, but in Europe, you can cultivate in a legal way only variety that are described to the European catalog. And it's not so easy to be described in that catalog, because first you need to always respect the THC level below 0.2. So no, they did 3 years of test to check our variety. And secondly, the variety need to give something specific to the client, no? And for our case, is this new level of terpenes that other variety cannot offer. So all the farmer can buy seeds in a legal way, and they can be sure about the result, because when they buy seeds from the black market, you don't know the level of THC, you don't know how the plant will perform. In our case, they can be sure that if they use these seeds and they cultivate following some rules, the final result is 90% guaranteed. That something that maybe that cannot really offer.
Sure, yeah. Unstable genetics is a huge concern across cannabis. I don't think that anybody is like, you're talking about black, I don't know if anybody's scamming, but it's just very difficult to guarantee that what you're buying will produce this level of the cannabinoids that you need. Tell me why is CBG big? If you're mostly in CBD extraction, why focus on CBG? What is CBG and why is it big?
Well, CBG for us will be the next cannabinoid, because CBD was the first. Still, we believe that CBD will be the main player in the European market for the next 5-6 years. But to be ready for what will come next, we want to start to study CBG now. because
What is CBG and why do you think it's the thing that's next?
Because CBG cannabigerol is the father of cannabinoid. If you see the chain of the molecule, CBD is a variety of CBG. CBN is a variety of CBG. CBG is the father. So in CBG, you can find the full chain of cannabinoids. So again, I think it's worthy to be studied because, you know, what you can find in CBD, what you can find in CBN, what you can find in CBDV, you can also find in a different form on CBG, but it's there. So for us, it's important now to be sure that we can cultivate in a legal way and we can start to study. CBG was actually the case that is the first, because also in the same time we inscribed also a CBD variety, and I think it will came in the next week.
Interesting. Okay, so you have a partner in the US. It's International Hemp. This is a Colorado, Denver company. Actually, they have said this is a fiber variety, but what's the difference? Is it a flower variety, a fiber variety? Is it a dual crop?
It's dual crop because, you know, in Europe, we are allowed to register the variety only for fiber and grain.
Yeah.
No, we pushed the authority to allow us also to describe variety for extract market, but still they don't allow us. So Enectarol was developed for this double use, for fiber, because if you cultivate in some particular way, it's good for fiber. It grows tall, the stalk is quite good. But if you cultivate in a different way, so the plant has more space to develop, you know, they will not grow in high, but it will become like bush. So you can be more focused on CBG. This was for us also a limit, you know, because when you need to split the energy to develop a variety for double use, you can be good in fiber, good in extraction, but you cannot be really good in extraction or not really good in fiber.
Makes sense.
What we hope that it's in the near future, they will also allow us to describe the variety for extraction. So we will work on Enectarol. We already know how to do it, and we'll be focused only to have Enectarol 2.0 that is 100% for extraction.
Oh, okay, interesting. All right, so is this available in the US? Is it on the market for the 22 growing season?
Yes, they start to multiply the variety, I think, last year. So I followed only by mail because, you know, COVID didn't allow me to travel to visit them. But I think the crop went really well. And I think it will be also the sales. I think it will be, the client will be satisfied. I think so. Also because I saw the trial by video, I checked the analysis, and the variety went quite well.
And it's for sale for about 83 cents. It's about 83 cents a seed. About how much does it cost?
I don't know the price in US.
Oh, okay. Sorry, that's how much it was when I did the transition. Can you buy it straight from you guys, or you have to buy it from your US?
No. In US, we have a deal with Hemp. You know, I think they are a good partner for us. So all the requirement from US can come also to us, but we will send it to them, you know, because we have an agreement with them. All
right. So here in the US, we talk about AOSCA. That's who certifies seeds here. The American kind of the seed certifying agencies, organization of seed certifying agencies. Are you seeking AOSCA approval as well, or do you need that?
Definitely.
Okay.
You know,
how long does that take?
Oh, this I think it will take maybe another year.
Another year. Cool. All right. Going back to how tough it is to source genetics, especially in the US, you pointed out exactly right that most legal hemp varieties are kind of being cobbled together from fiber and grain varieties, and also are cobbled from varieties that were developed at higher latitudes than are in most of the US, either developed for the EU or developed for Canada.
Yes.
You're at where we're talking where you are today. It's 44 degrees latitude. I looked it up. And that's even north of Colorado. And so I'm wondering your thoughts on kind of this variety or just in general growing cannabinoids at lower latitudes with shorter summer day length. What's the difference in any challenges, or what's your advice for a grower in the United States, particularly the southern United States, for finding a variety that will work for them?
So first of all, we're already doing some trial in the Northern Europe, but also in the America Latina, because we want to, the breeding program is always an ongoing process. You arrive at one variety, but you also need year by year, you need to test and try to improve it. For a place where the day is shorter, the problem, if you cultivate for fiber, will be that the vegetative phase will not be so long. So if you cultivate for fiber, you need to have a long day, so the vegetative phase can grow quite a lot.
Very cool.
So for farmers, I think they can contact us to give all the info, so we can also know where they will grow, and we can try to give the best advice.
Okay, so if you don't have a variety, like a certified variety for a lower latitude, you could just trial and error, or any other advice for making sure your variety comes in correctly?
No, I think we need to be honest with the client. If we see that the latitude is not good and that the result will not be so well, I think at least it's our policy to advise immediately the client, because anyway, we want to have a good name on the market. But for sure, we can work to develop new varieties that will adapt more to their case.
Very cool. All right. Well, you talked about new varieties. You're working on another. Been talking about a nectarol. That is a CBG variety. You have another one called Enecta. Am I saying that correctly? This is a CBD variety, and you have submitted it for approval. And I want to know your prediction. When do you expect approval?
Well, we start the process together between Enecta and the Nectarol. Both of them, they have passed 1 year of DAS and 2 years of VCU. So the problem right now is bureaucracy, because Enectarol was faster to be approved, because we have a commission that it's every two or 3 months, I don't remember. There is this commission, and they value different variety, because they don't have only our variety. They have, I think, thousands of variety from hemp, tomato, grain. So because the commission is for all the variety. So we were lucky that the Nectarol was examined in this first meeting that was in February. I think the next one will be in June. So we expect that in June also the Enecta will be approved.
Interesting. All right. That'll be a big deal. I don't think there's any certified CBD varieties anywhere.
No, not yet.
All right. So tell me a little bit, looking at just about the overall cannabis genetics situation in the EU. I want your question, like, are you selling this variety across member states in the EU? And how easy or difficult is it to sell across the EU right now?
The actual situation in Europe, it's quite a mess, because you can find a really good variety, I should be honest, but they are totally from the black market. Normally they sell you a variety with high CBD with the label of fiber variety, like Futura. So, the brokers are playing not a really good game. And the problem, it's for the farmers, because the farmers buy the seeds. He really doesn't know what is inside, because you don't have an official label that explain you, okay, this variety has 7% CBD, 0.2 THC, is 1.5 meter, it's 500 grams. There is just black market. So the farmers first has not guarantee of the result, and second, it's happening more often. Policy came, they do a control, and when they see that the variety is not the same that you declared with the label, you can, have a big trouble. So, the market now responded quite well to our variety, because
Okay. Are you selling a lot of it, and where?
So the main market are Spain, Greece, Germany, Czech Republic, and Italy.
Interesting. Republic and Italy. Fascinating. All right. What are the next cannabinoids you think your company will focus on?
So apart from CBD that we wait maybe in the next months, we have two projects. One is with CBDV. That it's, we have some studies that it works quite well against epilepsy. So,
Guess what? I'm sorry.
Epilepsy.
Yeah.
Epilepsy.
Mm-hmm.
So, this is now we are in the phase that we need to stabilize the variety, because we have some good variety, but they are not so stable. So we need to stabilize the content of CBDV. We also want to try to have CBN, a variety with CBN, because CBN is a variation of THC, and it's quite good for sleeping. It's and here we are more advanced at CBDV. I think next year we can start to try the first outdoor trial, because the variety is stable, but we need to try in outdoor. So next year we will try in outdoor, and if the result will be good, we will start the process of registration.
All right. My last question, just because of where you are, I have to ask if you think the war in Ukraine is affecting the cannabis market at all in the EU right now.
Yes, first, I really hope this madness will end up soon.
Sure.
Because what we see, it's really, we are in a modern age. War really is something that it's bad for everyone. For the cannabis market, the problem are on the raw material. Because
raw materials.
Like fertilizing, like plastic, everything now costs more than double. And again, this is a problem for the farmers, because in Enecta, we are pay quite attention to the agriculture part. That to us, it's, I think, what the most important. And farmers are suffering a lot, because the cost of gasoline, the cost also of electricity, the cost of fertilizing, all this cost, it's strangling all the farmers here in Italy, but I think also in the other country in Europe. This is what affects us more. On the market side, is just growing the demand of CBD and CBG.
Interesting. All right. Well, on that, I really do appreciate you making time. Congratulations on getting into the catalog. This is a very big deal. Mr. Paolini, we are always here for your story ideas and your tips on what's new and next in cannabis genetics. So hit us up anytime. And thanks to the readers and watchers at MJ Biz. I appreciate your time. I will talk to you soon, I hope.
Thank you so much.
Bye.